Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you.
All right, let's talk to Mr. and Mrs. Reifenberg. Gary, I'm glad you got some technical assistance there.
Yes.
I was a little concerned. I didn't know whether he could pull this off or not. So this is entitled Gary Reifenberg versus Pamela Moberly. This is a property on Armitage Street in Three Rivers. We have a problem in that she was not personally served. She was served by attachment, and it appears that her daughter is there, but she is gone. Is that correct, Mr. Reifenberg?
Yes.
If we had personal service, I could enter a writ right now. Yes.
I handed her
to zoom in.
All right.
She called for a little bit more detailed instruction.
All right. Pam Moberly is logging in. She's 15 minutes late. I guess she's 6 minutes late. That's not as bad. Good morning, Ms. Bauer.
Good morning, Judge.
Where is this property? This Armitage Street, is it at your office?
No, it's down from the office.
Armitage is the street that runs next to Hoppin School.
Right.
Is it across from Hoppin School, or is it on the other side of Main Street?
Other side.
I didn't realize you had another
It's on
property.
the corner of Armitage and West.
The big white house?
No, it's gray.
Gray. All right. Is it on Lafayette Park, or is it one house over?
No, it's down from there. No,
Okay.
it's not on the park.
Well, we are what we call hurry up and wait mode, which is quite common. We did the other case first, which was good. Our next case isn't until 9, so we got dead time. What happens is they'll set some other cases in the middle, and then they settle, and then it leaves a gap. Once upon a time, we just set everything for the same time. Everything was set at 1:15, or everything was set at 9 a.m. The Supreme Court told us we had to set everything for a discrete and separate time. So that's what we do, but we end up doing this, sitting around waiting for something to happen. Now, let's talk about this, whether she shows up or not. The Supreme Court changed the rules and said you had to give them 7 days notice. I go through that rights that I went through with the first client there, and tell them they have an opportunity to contact legal aid or other counsel or seek other options. And then I have to adjourn the matter at least 7 days. And so that would be next Friday. If the defendant was personally served and they don't show up, they're subject to default. And I could just enter an order right now that says they have 10 days to be out. But she wasn't personally served. Although the irony is, the person that is there, her daughter Tracy, or Leandra Tracy, is actually in the house, and she did get notice. So
Pam got notice.
at any rate, if she either shows up or doesn't show up, I need to schedule this matter for next Friday morning. But Mr. Reifenberg, it looked like you have some sort of conflict for Friday the 23rd.
He does. Yes, he does. He has a doctor's appointment
At what time?
at 9 o'clock.
Well, let's look at the following Monday.
Okay. You're talking the 26th
Yes,
or the 19th, rather. Which one?
the 26th.
Yeah, 26th. Okay.
Time.
Now, on the 26th, we would be doing them in the afternoon. Are you available at 2 o'clock on Monday, June 26th?
I have a 1 o'clock dentist appointment, but I think I could make it by 2.
Well, I could set it later than that. I could set it at 3 o'clock.
That's fine.
Thank you.
Well, just a minute. She's 12 minutes late. I'm going to give her a little more time, but either way, now, is someone else in there besides Leandra Tracy or just her?
Well, it's kind of a long story, but yes, there are other people. Turned into a drug house is what it is.
And you've been trying to get them out since March.
Correct.
Well, and Pam has not paid since last June,
No, she's paid.
those 2 times. What I
Judge, what was the name of the first case that you took care of?
The first case was Jerry Ott versus Star Patino. And Miss Patino was here. She was advised of her rights. She indicates she plans to move. I set the matter for a second hearing next Friday at 8:30. She hopes to move by July 5th. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Reifenberg, I'm not going to make you wait any longer. The defendant failed to appear. We're going to reset the matter for June 26th at 3 p.m. by Zoom. At that point, they would have 10 days to move out. So this is a long process, which would be June 6th, July 6th. And then if they don't move, they're subject to being evicted. If we had better service, I would just do a default right now and everybody could get kicked out in 10 days. But I'm familiar with Miss Moberly. I've known her for many years, and Miss Tracy. But they are here, and I'm not going to just sit around and wait for her to show up. So I'll be here anyway. If she does come in, I'll tell her the matter is continued to Monday, the 26th at 3 p.m. So we'll send out a new notice. It will be by Zoom like this once again. Do you have any questions?
No.
All right, I'll see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wait a minute, I do have a question.
Wait a minute,
Right.
somebody just came cruising in here.
Judy had a question.
Well, just, yeah, go ahead and ask your question. I'm waiting for
I
the
just
person.
wondered what the process of eviction is.
Well, you bring $15 to the courthouse
Mhm.
and get a writ of eviction, and Sergeant Morse from the Sheriff's Department comes and physically puts them out of the house. It's like a
Okay.
garage sale. They set all the stuff on the curb. It's quite a unpleasant circumstance, but I think when it comes to that, they'll move. Now someone is sort of here, B14DL. I don't know if that's Miss Moberly or not, and I can't see her or hear her. You could have got counsel for this, but you're doing the Tom Meyer method and representing yourself. But so far, you're dotting your I's and crossing your T's. But if we get to that point, you come to the courthouse, $15, and they get an actual writ of eviction, sometimes called a writ of restitution. And that's when the sheriff orders them out, which is what happens when people won't go. They get ordered out. All right. I don't know who B14DL is. They're sort of here and sort of not. Miss Moberly has logged in before on one thing or another.
Okay.
But let's hold on for a minute. I'm here all morning. That's not convenient for you, but Miss Bauer from Legal Aid and I are here till we're done. But I'd be sitting here anyway, so we'll see. But I don't even see this on my screen. B14DL. The
Okay.
camera is off.
Okay.
Just a minute, don't leave yet.
Judge, when I logged in, I had a little bit of trouble. I thought maybe it was on our end. We have pretty notoriously bad internet here, but I kept cutting out for a while. I mean, it didn't go on this long.
We didn't. Miss Patino logged in from her car. Mr. Rognus logged in as he always does. We didn't have any problem. This is at her end. If it is even her. All right, I'm not going to make you wait anymore, folks. We'll be back by Zoom June 26th at 3 p.m. We'll give you a new notice. All right, you're good to go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Meg, I'll put you in the waiting room, and if somebody shows up, I'll bring you back.
I just don't know computers enough.
All right, well, you're here. Are you Walter Bonarski Jr.?
Yes, sir.
This is entitled Ruoff Mortgage versus Walter Bonarski, property at 410 8th Street. Attorney Sogal Pagani is here on behalf of the bank. The bank wants you to move. There was a mortgage sale last October 20th of 2022. And they're asking to get this property back. They also listed Rachel Gambrell and Leandra Tracy on the service. Are either of them here?
No.
Do they live there?
Yeah, they're currently out working.
Well, Leandra Tracy has the distinction of being evicted from two places at the same time.
Yeah.
Mr. Gary Reifenberg is evicting her from a house on Armitage Street that she isn't supposed to be in. It was her mother's house. So does she live there with you, or does she live on Armitage Street?
Like both. She kind of stayed in both of them.
All right. Well, she's the first person I've ever known that has two evictions going on at the same time. Um, Give me just a minute. Thanks.
Yep.
She also has a warrant out for her arrest since June 13th. If you see her later
Okay.
today, tell her she needs to turn herself in at the sheriff's department.
It's still an open warrant.
Shows here
This was
it
just
is.
picked up a few days ago. Okay.
This shows as authorized June 13th.
Okay.
Anyway, let me take a minute and advise you of your rights. As a defendant in a landlord-tenant proceeding, including non-payment of rent, termination of tenancy, which is what this is, or mortgage foreclosure, you have the following legal rights. You have the right to obtain counsel for representation in this matter. If you cannot afford an attorney, a legal aid attorney may be available to help you. You have a right to a trial by a jury or by the court. If the action is for non-payment of rent, we would take a different course of action than this. If the plaintiff is agreeable, the Citizens Mediation Services, Inc. may be available as a possible source of case resolution. If both parties are agreeable to mediation, you can call the court and we can set that up. If you do reach an agreement with the plaintiff and a consent judgment is entered by the court, you would waive the rights listed above but have the following additional rights. The judgment could not be enforced until 3 business days had passed. You could move to set aside the judgment within those 3 days if you misunderstood what you consented to or what you were waiving. Your motion to set aside the judgment would be set for further hearing, but if the judge did not find in your favor, the original judgment would stand. Now, this is a foreclosure action, so probably it's been several years since any payment has been made on this. The actual sheriff's sale was last October 20th. Mr. Benarski, have you made any plans to move?
I was trying to contact the mortgage holder to find out what the number was to just pay it and get back straight again, but
I don't think they're interested in doing that. Well, you've had since last October to do that. The clock is under the old days, you would have 10 days to move or you'd be subject to being evicted. The law requires that I set this matter out at least 7 days. And 7 days from today is not available, but 9 days is. So, Ms. Plagani, I'm looking at June 30th.
And what
in
time?
the morning. That would be 10 o'clock that morning. Are you available then?
Yes, Judge.
Why are you in the basement?
So it's quiet and cool.
Oh, okay.
My internet connection's kind of weak, so my box is down here.
All right.
And Judge, I would note on the proof of service that it also indicates a Walter Benarski Sr. resides there as well. Is that the case?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so Walter Sr. was the mortgage in his name?
No.
No.
$10 a.m. Well, this affects everybody. No payment has been made on this house in several years. And when you say, well, I was going to contact the bank and find out what it cost, I guess you could still do that. We're going to continue this for 9 days. But if they get what they ask for, you would all be subject to eviction on or about July 9th. That's when the sheriff comes and puts all your stuff out. Now, this didn't just sneak up on you. This has been going on for several years. No payment has probably been made probably since 2020.
Well, I didn't even get the loan until 2020.
Oh, well, they foreclosed in October or 2021, maybe.
There you go.
Anyway, you can contact the bank and discuss this with them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to be continued until Friday, June 30th at 10 a.m.
Okay.
And we can discuss it further. But if they get what they ask for at that time, you would have 10 days to move or
Okay.
or be subject to being evicted. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, I'll see you then. Thank you for logging in.
Hey, what day is it again?
That's next Friday, the 30th. And tell Miss Tracy she has a court date this Friday for her eviction from Mr. Reifenberg's property, and she also has an open warrant for her arrest.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Judge.
Somebody got a bird. I can hear it. Plus, that's Chris in the background.
Might be a look.
All right. Miss Tracy, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
This is Judge Middleton. We're a little bit early, which is good because I've got a bunch of small claims matters that start here in just a few minutes. But this is a carryover landlord-tenant matter. It's entitled Gary Reifenberg versus Pamela Moberly or all other tenants at 123 West Armitage Street. Mr. Reifenberg is here with his technical advisors. Your mother, Pam, is here. She was here last time. She indicated she moved out of this address and you were a holdover tenant. You weren't here last week. But we continued the matter until today because you had not been served. The property was served by attachment. You're also actually being evicted from two places at the same time. I had another case last Friday, I think, where there's a land contract or a mortgage foreclosure and you're listed on that property as well. But presently you're in jail. Miss Moberly, you're out. You don't have any possessions in the property?
Correct, sir. I've
Ms.
actually
Tracy?
been out. I've actually been out since April 17th.
Miss Tracy, do you have property left in there?
Yes, I do. I at this point, I don't know. I guess I just don't have to. I guess I'm just not going to get it.
Well, you have 10 days to move or you're subject to being evicted. I don't believe you ever paid any rent. Your mom left and you just held over there April, May, June. The Reifenbergs want their property back. If you can get somebody to go get it, you have 10 days to do that.
Mom, would you go get my stuff for me, Mom?
I will try to make those arrangements. My situation is
All right.
difficult. You know that.
Pam, as soon
Yes,
as
sir.
you get anything out of there, turn over the keys to the Reifenbergs. Anything you can do before July would be one less month. They can have the property back.
Okay. I, at this point, do not have the keys. I thought Leandra had them. I do not have keys to the apartment. I left them when I left on April 17th.
All right, Mr. Reifenberg, would you unmute your microphone? Judy, could you unmute that? Leandra, do you have property at the other house also?
No, I don't.
He said you were sort of living at both places, is what he
No.
said, but
No, I would stay there occasionally, but I haven't lived there in some time and I don't have anything there of mine.
all right, well, then you don't need to worry about that one. You need to worry about this one.
Right.
I don't know if you went to get Chris to unmute the mic. They could hire you for a technical advisor, but I don't think they could afford you. So I think we are live. Judy, Ms. Reifenberg, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Well, they're playing musical chairs. Hit it with a hammer. There we go. He's taking a shot at it. I think we're connected. No, no. All right. Can you hear me now? Still can't hear you. I thought we were there. All right. Yeah, I thought you had to unmute the mic and I should be able to. All right. Can you hear me?
You hear him now?
Yes, I got it. Thank you for your help.
Thank you.
All right. Mr. and Mrs. Reifenberg, you heard it, but I couldn't hear you. Leandra's in jail and she's going to be there for a while, it appears. Her stuff is in there. She's asking her mother to come get it, but she doesn't have a key. So you're going to need to work with her to get the stuff out of there. 10 days from today is July 6th.
Yeah. The police broke in there the other night to arrest her, and the door is no more a door. So you can just go in.
Great. All right. I had left a message. In your defense, Miss Tracy, you got arrested, you bonded out, and like 2 days later, they issued another warrant for your arrest.
Yeah.
So if we'd known about the other warrant when you were here on the other case, we would have dealt with it at that time. I
Yeah.
told your friend to tell you to turn yourself in. In the meantime, the police came and kicked in your door.
Yeah.
Um,
I wasn't even
all
aware
right.
of the other warrant. I had no idea. And that's how the police
I
came.
believe you. I believe you. It didn't come. You were here on like June 11th, and the warrant issued for your arrest in the new case on like June 13th.
Yeah.
So, but I told your friend there was a warrant and you should come and see me. Well, in the meantime, you got arrested. All right. You have until July 6th to vacate. No money judgment is entered at this time. Miss Moberly, if you do get her property out of there, let the Reifenbergs know so they can repair the locks and take possession of this property back.
Yes, sir.
July 6th is 10
Yes,
days
sir.
from today.
Okay.
All right. There's no money damages ordered here. If we're going to have a hearing about money, it will be at a subsequent hearing. This is simply about possession. The
There have
Reifenbergs
been
want the
damages.
property back. It's gotten trashed. The door's kicked in. No one's paying the rent. Not a good situation, but you have 10 days from today to get everything out. Pamela, if you're able to get things, let them know and they can change the locks and take possession of the property.
Okay.
Does anybody
Judy,
have any
Gary?
questions?
Yes, I do. My communication with Judy and Gary had broken down, and I just want to make sure that when I do contact them, that they will acknowledge that I have and return a call, or at least let me know that they've got my message about that.
All right, fair enough.
I have a question.
But according to them, you can go in right now. So that's not a good situation. All right, they agree to do that. All right, you're all good to go.
What do we do about other people that are still in there?
They're subject to being evicted on or after the 6th of July. There's other people in there?
Yeah.
I don't believe.
Leandra, who's in there?
I don't know of anybody that is in there now that I'm not. And if anybody is in there, it's only because the door is easily open and accessible. It's big vagrant people that I don't want to be in there that have come in and probably taken everything that I own that's worth value. So I can't imagine that there's anything left there that is worth anything, because I've been told that people have just ransacked what was left.
Well, not a good situation. Well, Pam, go assess it. If anybody's in there, they're squatters, but this order is Pam Moberly and all others. She left there, left Leandra there. Things went south from there. Leandra's not on the lease. She didn't pay any rent. The place got trashed. Not good at all, but they're included as the occupants.
I had another question. You said something last time about paying $15 at the time
Yes.
of eviction or something.
Yes, if you want a writ of eviction, you have to come to the courthouse and pay $15, and the sheriff will come forcibly put everybody out. That's on or after the 6th of July.
Okay, so I could go ahead of time and get this writ.
Well, you have to wait till the 10 days have passed.
Okay, so I have to go on the 6th.
Yes.
Okay.
Unless everything is out of there, then you can just lock it up.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Jerry and Gary, I will do the ultimate best that I can to make that happen before the 6th and let you know. I'm very sorry that all this turned out like this. You have been wonderful people to me in my life, giving me a place to stay when I was completely flooded out and homeless. I love you both very, very much. And I'm very sorry things have turned out like this.
We
and
are
I
too.
will do my best.
Pam. We are.
Thank
too.
you,
All right.
Pam.
Thank you,
Very
Pam.
good. Okay.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yes, there's a lot of that going around.
I had nowhere else to go. I literally had nowhere else to go. So I stayed there.
All right.
And I shouldn't have. And then I am so sorry to you too as well.
Okay, good luck to you. All right, enough to make you not ever want to be in the landlord-tenant business. All right, you're good to go.